archaeologists have honored the remains of a slave room at a Roman villa in Pompeii, Italy. The room, containing 3 beds and 1 window, was excavated in a villa buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. This discovery provides a glimpse into the lives of slaves in ancient Roman society. Forget dusty pharaohs and forgotten pyramids. In the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, a legend is rising from the desert sands. For millennia, the epic poem of Gilgamesh, a tale of gods, monsters, and the pursuit of immortality, has been relegated to myth. But what if the legend was more than just a story? The only clues lay in fragmented clay tablets, weathered and worn, their cuneiform script whispering secrets in a forgotten language. Then, a discovery unlike any other shattered the silence deep beneath the ancient city of Uruk, where the legend of Gilgamesh first took root. A team of archaeologists unearthed a tomb, not just any tomb, but one that sent shockwaves through the academic world. This thrilling discovery of a tomb that whispers secrets of a king named Gilgamesh blurs the lines between myth and reality. From tyrant to hero, Gilgamesh and the conquest of the cedar forest is a tale that has fascinated many. Have you ever heard the epic tale of Gilgamesh? It's a story that goes way back to the heart of ancient Mesopotamia. It's about a king named Gilgamesh who started out as a tyrant, even taking control of newlywed brides. The gods weren't impressed with Gilgamesh's antics, so they decided to create a wild man named Enkidu, someone strong enough to stand up to Gilgamesh. You might expect a big brawl, right? But instead of fighting, Gilgamesh and Enkidu actually became the best of friends. Enkidu learned the ways of civilization, and together they formed an unbreakable bond. Friendship like that calls for an adventure, so off they went on a grand quest that would change everything. Their first target was the cedar forest. This wasn't just any ordinary forest, it was guarded by a fearsome demigod named Humbaba, a creature so terrifying that even the bravest warriors shivered at the thought. The forest was also home to precious cedar trees, a valuable treasure in ancient Mesopotamia. Despite warnings about Humbaba's immense power and the danger of entering the sacred forest, Gilgamesh, fueled by his thirst for fame and glory, wouldn't be deterred. He and Enkidu, with Gilgamesh's incredible strength and unwavering determination, set out to face the monstrous guardian. With a little divine help from the sun god Shamash, they prepared for an epic battle. The clash between Gilgamesh and Enkidu against Humbaba was a sight to behold. It shook both the mortal world and the heavens above. Against all odds, Gilgamesh emerged victorious, slaying the guardian and solidifying his reputation as a legendary warrior. This wasn't just a win-it-all moment for Gilgamesh, it caught the attention of the gods themselves, marking a turning point in his epic journey. Defeating Humbaba wasn't just about physical strength, it showcased Gilgamesh's courage in the face of seemingly impossible odds. But hold on, because this is just the beginning. It's not just their strength that will be tested but also their friendship, their mental toughness, and the very core of who they are. Now, here comes the interesting part. Gilgamesh crosses paths with Ishtar, a powerful goddess who embodies love, beauty, fertility, and even war. She's completely smitten with Gilgamesh and makes him an offer that could change everything, a chance to become her husband. On the surface, this sounds like an amazing opportunity: power, wealth, the favor of a goddess. What's not to love? But here's the thing about Gilgamesh: he's the strong, independent king of Uruk. In a surprising twist, he rejects Ishtar's advances. He shows incredible willpower, refusing to be swayed by her divine charms. Gilgamesh's rejection of Ishtar wasn't just a simple, no thanks, it was a declaration of independence, a statement that he wouldn't be bossed around by anyone, not even a goddess. He wasn't shy about reminding Ishtar how things ended for her past lovers either. This bold move adds even more depth to Gilgamesh's character. Here's a leader who's not afraid to stand up to the divine, which sets the stage for some serious philosophical discussions within the epic. Ishtar, used to everyone worshipping the ground she walks on, was furious. The goddess of love and war felt humiliated and disrespected. To get revenge, she unleashed the bull of heaven on Uruk. This wasn't your average farm animal, it was a gigantic, destructive beast designed to wreak havoc on the city. But Gilgamesh and his trusty sidekick Enkidu weren't about to let some angry goddess ruin their day. They joined forces and, in an impressive display of teamwork, managed to slay the bull of heaven. This victory solidified their status as legendary heroes, but it also came at a cost. Messing with a celestial bull apparently isn't the best way to stay in the god's good graces. The balance of the universe got thrown out of whack, and there were consequences that went way beyond just this one fight. See, Gilgamesh's rejection of Ishtar, which might seem like a single act of defiance, actually set off a chain reaction that would change everything for him and Enkidu. This whole saga of defying divine advances becomes a major turning point in the story. It opens the door to exploring some big ideas that everyone can relate to, like how short life is for us humans, how the gods meddling in our affairs can have a big impact, and how the choices we make can have far-reaching consequences. The Epic of Gilgamesh is about to delve into some serious stuff: defiance and destiny, the quest for immortality. So Gilgamesh's rejection of Ishtar wasn't just him being stubborn. He stood his ground not just as a powerful king but as a symbol of human strength and independence. He refused to be a pawn in the gods' games, and this sets the stage for the rest of his epic journey. It's all about him fighting for control over his own destiny. The echoes of his defiance are still ringing through the story, and now we're about to look at the complex relationship between gods and mortals and how much free will we really have. It sparked a journey to answer some of humanity's most fundamental questions. What is our place in the universe? Are we just at the mercy of fate, or do we have some control over our lives? This whole episode with Ishtar becomes another important piece of the epic puzzle. Speaking of puzzles, Gilgamesh isn't done yet. He's absolutely terrified of death, especially after losing his dear friend Enkidu. So he sets out on an incredible quest, a search for immortality that will push him to his limits. Gilgamesh, the mighty king, is determined to cheat death itself. He's on a mission to find Utnapishtim, a king who somehow managed to gain immortality after surviving a huge flood, a story that sounds suspiciously similar to the biblical tale of Noah. The journey to find Utnapishtim is epic in itself. Gilgamesh has to cross massive mountains, face scary scorpion people, and even navigate the dangerous waters of death. Every challenge he overcomes shows his incredible spirit and his refusal to just accept his fate. But when he finally reaches Utnapishtim, reality hits hard. This wise immortal breaks the news to Gilgamesh: immortality is just not for humans. Utnapishtim even tells his own story about the flood, how the gods decided to wipe humanity out, and how he, by pure luck, got to live forever. Not exactly the news Gilgamesh was hoping for. Utnapishtim does offer a glimmer of hope, though. He proposes a test that might unlock the secret to immortality. If Gilgamesh can stay awake for 7 whole days, he might get the knowledge he craves. Spoiler alert, Gilgamesh fails. This just goes to show that even with his godly strength, there are some things he just can't control, like the natural order of things and the will of the gods. Gilgamesh's quest for immortality hit a bit of a snag. He didn't quite find the magic potion he was looking for, but hey, there's always a silver lining, right? Utnapishtim did offer him a little consolation prize, a plant that could restore youth. Seeing this as a win for his people back in Uruk, Gilgamesh took the plant and headed home. Unfortunately, fate had a different plan. On his way back, a sneaky serpent snuck in and stole the plant. Despite the setback, Gilgamesh didn't return to Uruk empty-handed. He may not have had the elixir of immortality, but he was definitely a wiser king. The whole journey transformed him. He was still incredibly strong, maybe even more so than before, and his determination in the face of challenges was unmatched. This journey cemented his legacy as a legendary figure who would be remembered for centuries to come. Fast forward a few centuries, and the Epic of Gilgamesh becomes a hot topic for researchers and historians. They are obsessed with these ancient tablets, trying to figure out if Gilgamesh was just a myth or the real deal. The big breakthrough came in the 19th century, thanks to a man named Austin Henry Laird. During some epic excavations in Nineveh, he stumbled upon some amazing things. Not only did he uncover evidence of a grand Assyrian civilization, but he also found a treasure trove of artifacts and inscriptions that pointed to a rich literary culture. One of his most incredible discoveries was the library of Ashurbanipal, the last king of the Assyrian Empire. These libraries held cuneiform tablets that had been chilling for thousands of years. They were basically the key to understanding Assyrian culture, including their religion, laws, and, of course, their literature. It unearthed a mountain of knowledge that shed light on the ancient past. These tablets not only gave us more details about Gilgamesh's journey but also offered a window into the fascinating world of the Assyrians. In the end, Gilgamesh may not have found the magic potion he craved, but the journey itself was what truly transformed him. The story of Gilgamesh, etched in those cuneiform tablets, continues to capture our imaginations even today. It reminds us that the search for something extraordinary can often lead us to unexpected discoveries and enduring wisdom. The Epic of Gilgamesh isn't just a story about one man's quest for immortality, it unlocks the mysteries of ancient Mesopotamia. The enduring legacy, from clay tablets to global phenomenon, unearthing the Epic of Gilgamesh was like finding Noah's Ark, a bombshell discovery for the academic world. Suddenly, there were connections everywhere. These myths from different cultures seemed to be linked, hinting at shared religious beliefs and a fascinating interconnection of stories. The journey of these artifacts, especially the Gilgamesh fragments, wasn't over after they were dug up. They ended up at the British Museum in London, a treasure trove of Assyrian wonders. This museum became a beacon for anyone curious about the past, pulling visitors in and offering a glimpse into ancient civilizations. The tablets themselves became a sensation. They were carefully studied, preserved, and put on display, acting as tangible links to a world long gone. The museum, now a hub of Assyrian artifacts, teamed up with scholars around the world. Together, they delved deeper into the Mesopotamian world, translating the tablets and piecing together the story. The Epic of Gilgamesh, stitched back together from these fragments and further exploration, transcended language barriers. It was translated countless times, finding its way into every corner of the world. More than just a great story, it offered profound insights into the human condition. Themes of friendship, the fear of death, and the search for meaning and immortality resonated with everyone, regardless of time or place. The epic wasn't just a relic of the past, it spoke to the very core of what it means to be human. These tales became bridges, connecting people across vast stretches of time and space. The Gilgamesh fragments weren't just dusty remnants, they were keys that unlocked doors to shared human experiences. They connected us to the struggles and triumphs of people who lived millennia ago. They sparked a global curiosity about our roots, prompting us to dig deeper, both literally in archaeological digs and figuratively in our understanding of ourselves. But that's not the whole story. There's another chapter to be told about a scholar named George Smith and his own odyssey through cuneiform script. The unsung hero, George Smith, and the deciphering of cuneiform. The Epic of Gilgamesh may be the star of the show now, but its journey from dusty tablets to global phenomenon wouldn't have been possible without another key player, George Smith. Imagine a young man, just 14 years old, stuck in an apprenticeship engraving banknotes. Sounds pretty dull, right? Well, for George Smith, it was just a side hustle. Underneath that seemingly mundane surface burned a passion for languages and history, a passion that fueled his nights spent deciphering the intricate codes of Egyptian hieroglyphs, Greek, Hebrew, and most importantly, cuneiform, the wedge-shaped script of ancient Mesopotamia. These cuneiform tablets unearthed by Laird and others were like a treasure trove waiting to be unlocked. They sat in giant piles at the British Museum, brimming with potential knowledge just waiting to be deciphered. Smith, drawn to them like a moth to a flame, spent every spare moment he had studying publications on cuneiform. His dedication caught the eye of influential figures in the field. Through hard work and talent, he forged connections with people like Samuel Birch, the director of the Department of Antiquities, and Sir Henry Rawlinson, a leading Assyriologist. In 1870, Rawlinson recognized Smith's exceptional skills and brought him on as an assistant in the Assyriology department. This marked the beginning of an incredible journey for Smith. His big break came in 1872 when he stumbled upon a fragment of a tablet containing a story about a flood that sounded eerily similar to the one in the Book of Genesis. This discovery, revealing an ancient Babylonian version that predated the Hebrew narrative, sent shockwaves through the academic and public worlds. Smith published his findings in a book titled The Chaldean Account of Genesis, and it became an instant sensation. He became a rock star in the world of archaeology. He took the stage at the Society of Biblical Archaeology, dramatically reading his translation of the flood story and leaving the audience speechless. With a flourish, he declared himself the first man to read that after more than 2,000 years. Smith's revelation not only ignited a renewed interest in the Epic of Gilgamesh but also shed light on the broader context of the flood story itself. He may not be a household name, but George Smith's dedication and passion played a crucial role in bringing the ancient world to life. The race to decipher George Smith and a legacy unearthed. But Smith wasn't done yet. He craved more fragments, more pieces of the puzzle. Fueled by this desire, he secured funding from the Daily Telegraph for an expedition to Nineveh in 1873. This trip was a success. He unearthed additional pieces of the puzzle, including the crucial tablet known as the Epic of Atrahasis, which contained most of the flood story. Other tablets he found mirrored or influenced biblical narratives, including the creation of man from clay, the temptation by a serpent, and the Tower of Babel. Back in England, Smith continued his work. Articles and books flowed from his pen, adding to the growing body of knowledge on the Epic of Gilgamesh. He yearned for more discoveries and planned a second expedition to Nineveh in 1876. Tragedy struck, however. Smith's life was cut short by illness in Aleppo, Syria. During this second expedition, he was only 36 years old, but his legacy far outlived him. Smith's work wasn't just about uncovering the Epic of Gilgamesh, it was about revealing the striking parallels between this epic and the biblical story of Noah's flood. In both stories, the flood wasn't just a random event, it was a deliberate decision by the gods. Despite his untimely demise, George Smith's contributions to our understanding of ancient civilizations and their connection to biblical traditions remain etched in history. This is just the beginning of the story, though. There are more connections to be made, more threads to be unraveled in the epic world of human mythology. Flood, fury, and forgery, unveiling the echoes between myths. The stories of Gilgamesh and Noah's Ark aren't just about survival, they are about the survival of everything. Both tales emphasize the vastness of the floods through the use of time as a powerful motif, 40 days and nights in the Bible, 6 days and nights in Gilgamesh. It all underscores the catastrophic nature of these events. After the floods come the animals, a test to see if the waters have receded. Both narratives use the release of birds as a common thread. In the Bible, it's a dove and a raven. In Gilgamesh, it's not specified, but the idea is the same, to see if dry land is finally emerging. As the waters recede, both vessels find their final resting places on mountains. Noah's Ark lands on Mount Ararat, while Utnapishtim's boat comes to rest on Mount Messiah. Once the ground is dry, sacrifices are made. Utnapishtim offers a sweet aroma that pleases the gods, while Noah offers burnt offerings that have a pleasing aroma for God. These acts mark a turning point in both stories, a covenant promising there will never be another flood like this one. In Genesis, a rainbow symbolizes this divine pact. In Gilgamesh, Utnapishtim and his wife are rewarded with eternal life. Then the story takes an unexpected turn. We jump from ancient myths to modern archaeology, unveiling the secrets of a king inside the tomb of Gilgamesh. Georg Fassbinder's discovery of a tomb near Uruk brings the Epic of Gilgamesh to life in a very real way. Using technology and careful excavation, they unearth a tomb that seems to match the descriptions in the epic almost perfectly. The tomb's location by the Euphrates River is exactly where the text says Gilgamesh was buried, and inside the tomb, the lines between myth and reality blur even further. Large burial chambers, artifacts, and inscriptions all seem to mirror what's described in the epic. There's even a captivating reference to Gilgamesh, the Sumerian name for Gilgamesh, which just adds to the excitement. Stone lion sculptures guard the chamber, reminding us of Gilgamesh's legendary encounter with the ferocious Humbaba. Tablets found inside the tomb have inscriptions that echo the epic's narrative, providing a tangible link between the ancient stories and these archaeological finds. Scholars are buzzing with the possibility that this could be the actual tomb of the great Gilgamesh himself. This discovery challenges our understanding of ancient stories and legends. The tomb, with its echoes of Gilgamesh's epic, invites us to question where the line is drawn between myth and history. Could these stories written on clay tablets actually be validated by the stones and artifacts of a buried world? History buffs and archaeologists around the world are rejoicing. The tomb of Gilgamesh, the legendary king of Uruk, has finally been unearthed, promising to unlock secrets that have tantalized us for centuries. For so long, the location of his final resting place remained a mystery, lost to the sands of time. Now, with the momentous unsealing of the tomb, we find ourselves face to face with the physical remnants of a bygone era. Like a time capsule meticulously sealed with layers of clay and stone, that's exactly what this tomb was, a perfectly preserved snapshot of Gilgamesh's reign. As archaeologists carefully remove the final layers, they're uncovering a treasure trove of artifacts that bring life to ancient Mesopotamia. Intricately carved sculptures, cuneiform tablets whispering secrets in a forgotten language, and precious jewels glistening in the light all paint a vivid picture of the grandeur that surrounded Gilgamesh in both life and death. But perhaps the most astonishing find is a series of tablets that bear an uncanny resemblance to the epic itself. These could be the missing pieces to the puzzle, offering fresh insights into Gilgamesh's legendary adventures, his encounters with the divine, and his relentless pursuit of immortality. Imagine the awe of holding these ancient tablets in your hands, the very words that echoed through the corridors of time now bridging the gap between myth and reality. The scientific community is buzzing with excitement as they meticulously analyze these newfound treasures. Each discovery is like a window into a civilization long lost but never forgotten. The significance of this find goes far beyond satisfying historical curiosity. It challenges our understanding of ancient societies and the rich tapestry of cultures that laid the foundation for our own civilization. As the world eagerly awaits the revelations from Gilgamesh's tomb, one thing is clear: human curiosity is a powerful force that transcends time. The unsealing of this ancient resting place doesn't just bring Gilgamesh back to life in our minds, it underscores our shared, enduring quest for knowledge. But this is just the beginning. There's more to this story, a captivating alabaster statue depicting a powerful man locked in an epic struggle with a lion. This statue whispers tales of might and valor, a scene reminiscent of Gilgamesh's legendary encounter with the ferocious beast Humbaba. This discovery is more than just a collection of treasures, it's a portal to a bygone era waiting to be explored. Deep into the labyrinth, unraveling the secrets of Uruk. The tomb of Gilgamesh wasn't just a treasure chest, it was a doorway to a lost world. Georg Fassbinder's discovery went beyond the initial awe of beautiful sculptures. This tomb was a captivating puzzle, each chamber and corridor revealing a piece of a grander picture, a life and legacy befitting a legendary king. One chamber held the tantalizing remains of ancient botanical samples. Could these be remnants of the very plant of life Gilgamesh desperately sought in his quest for immortality? The idea that this mythical plant might reside within his tomb was nothing short of sensational. Whether an offering or a symbolic gesture, its presence was a thrilling discovery. As archaeologists delved deeper, they found a coherence between the tomb's burial methods and known Sumerian customs. The epic describes Gilgamesh as 2/3 divine and 1/3 human, and his final resting place reflected this duality. The tomb's layered design, with an upper chamber and a deeper, more sacred space, mirrored the honor bestowed upon a being who belonged to both the earthly realm and the heavens. The excitement reached a fever pitch when references to Enkidu, Gilgamesh's beloved companion, were unearthed. Tablets within the tomb spoke of their camaraderie, the challenges they faced together, and their unbreakable bond. This discovery validated the belief that their adventures weren't mere fables, but stories grounded in historical events and real relationships. Fassbinder's discovery sent shockwaves around the world, making headlines everywhere. Scholars from all disciplines flocked to the site, eager to weave together history, literature, and archaeology in an unprecedented way. This wasn't just a physical link to the past, it was a bridge connecting the present to the mythical world of Gilgamesh. But the intrigue extended beyond the tomb itself. The surrounding city of Uruk offered glimpses into a bygone era, echoing the tales of the epic. Celebrated as one of humanity's earliest urban marvels, Uruk became the stage where the epic's episodes played out. Residential areas with organized layouts hinted at the bustling city life described in the epic. Imagine the echoes of children's laughter, the energy of crowded markets, and the music of songs recounting Gilgamesh's mighty deeds. As archaeologists sifted through the remnants of homes, they unearthed everyday items that provided a window into the lives of Uruk citizens. These discoveries were more than just artifacts, they were fragments of a lost world coming back to life. The echoes of Gilgamesh, a city speaks. The legend of Gilgamesh wasn't just contained within the tomb's walls, the city of Uruk itself became a living testament to the epic. Water, a recurring theme in the story, found its reflection in Uruk's ingenious canal system, a network that symbolized the city's lifeblood. These weren't just practical structures, they mirrored the narrative importance of waterways in the epic, representing the cycle of life, death, and the unending search for meaning. Uruk's bustling marketplaces were more than just centers of trade. Artifacts, jewelry, pottery, and countless other items whispered stories. Think of merchants bartering not just goods, but also tales of Gilgamesh, spreading his legend far and wide. The sheer diversity and wealth of Uruk's offerings reflected a city brimming with life. Temples and religious buildings stood as testaments to the intertwined nature of the divine and mortal realms. A concept mirrored in the epic itself, these sacred structures might have been the very places where priests and scholars recounted stories of the gods interacting with Gilgamesh, further blurring the lines between myth and reality. Countless tablets inscribed with cuneiform script were like whispers from the past. They detailed everyday transactions, treaties, and perhaps even the earliest versions of the Gilgamesh epic itself. These provided a tangible connection to the epic's world, invaluable for understanding Gilgamesh's time. Unfortunately, Georg Fendler's archaeological pursuits were abruptly halted by the US invasion of Iraq in 2003. Operation Iraqi Freedom reshaped the entire region, impacting not only the lives of its people but also the academic and archaeological communities. Threats of violence and the risks posed to researchers forced a hiatus. Yet, as the situation stabilized, archaeologists like Fendler remained steadfast in their commitment. They were determined to resume exploration, driven by a dedication to uncovering the mysteries of a world that continues to resonate with the epic tales of Gilgamesh. The unearthed tomb of Gilgamesh isn't just a chamber filled with relics, it's a portal to a forgotten world. This discovery breathes new life into the epic poem, offering tangible links to the legendary king. While the tomb itself holds immense significance, the true marvel lies in its ability to transform our understanding of Uruk. The city itself becomes a living testament to the epic, with its canals, markets, and temples echoing the stories whispered on clay tablets. The rediscovery of Gilgamesh's tomb is just the beginning. As archaeologists delve deeper, more secrets undoubtedly await. This groundbreaking discovery ensures that the epic of Gilgamesh will continue to resonate with us for generations to come, a timeless reminder of humanity's enduring quest for knowledge and immortality. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.